Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Palestinian leaders have refused to meet him after the US decided to recognise Jerusalem as Israel's capital. Evangelical Christians helped elect President Trump. So what part do their beliefs have in this Jerusalem decision? Our Middle East correspondent Tom Bateman reports.
A contested city, home to three great faiths, preparing for its latest VIP visitor. Mike Pence believed strongly in the decision to recognise Jerusalem as Israel's capital. He is an evangelical Christian, among millions of Americans whose support for the country is expressed in religious as well as political terms.
And I promise you that the day will come when President Donald Trump moves the American embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem.
This was his reception last year at a gathering of Christians united for Israel. Many evangelicals believe in a second coming of Christ. They say the Bible requires Jewish sovereignty over Jerusalem first. We joined some on a tour of the city.
Israel has a right to be here. This is God's chosen spot for the Hebrew people. It's just a joy to be able to be here.
It is the rock. The Bible is based off of it, and they're God's chosen people.
What motivated Mr. Trump's decision is keenly debated, from a desire to shift the dynamics of a deadlocked peace process to the role of Jewish donors. But for one writer on US-Israeli relations, evangelical support was key.
The evangelical population give millions and millions of dollars to support causes in the state of Israel, and they've become a force equal to that of American Jews in lobbying for pro-Israel policies in the United States government.
There have been frequent clashes since Mr. Trump's announcement. Palestinians, who see East Jerusalem as their future capital, are boycotting the vice president's visit. They include traditional Christians whose leaders objected to Mr. Pence's trip, saying the Jerusalem move threatened the status quo between faiths in the Holy Land. On the banks of the River Jordan, where it's believed Christ was baptized, followers flocked for a yearly ceremony.
The American vice president had wanted to use his trip to talk about protecting Christians in the Middle East. But the Jerusalem decision, while delighting his evangelical supporters at home, now sees him shunned by church leaders in the very birthplace of Christianity.
Mike Pence's visit will still address his belief in his boss's ultimate deal between Israelis and Palestinians. But for those opposed to the US strategy, there is unlikely to be a moment of revelation. Tom Bateman, BBC News, Jerusalem.
Well, let's just show you the Knesset.